interventions to help them. I was told by the auto rickshaw drivers that when they meet with an unfortunate accident, they're left helpless as they're not covered under any insurance. Now, not only are they not covered under any insurance, there is usually no one on the street to help them and take them to a medical facility in what is referred to as the golden hour. I was appalled at what I heard and what I discovered from the news reports on the abject apathy that exists in our streets. So, the thought that came to my mind was, how do we get people on the streets to help those in need? How do we bring such a behavioral change? How do we get people to take care for accident victims on the streets? And then I came across the motivational thoughts of Cheishta Kochhar as she was setting up the Nudge Institute at Niti Aayog, which is housed in the next door building. I was inspired by Cheishta Kochhar's passion for using nudge economics to bring in positive change in society. So the obvious thought was how to use Cheishta's belief in the power of nudge to ameliorate the issue of apathy on the streets. Could a prize be the nudge that pushes society towards a good Samaritan behavior? And therefore started the journey of instituting the Cheishta Kochhar Good Samaritan Award for those who help people in distress in society, celebrating her vision that what we create should last longer than we do. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the family and the loved ones of Cheishta Kochhar to today's session. Her father, Lieutenant General Dr. S.P. Kochhar, her mother, Mrs. Deepti Kochhar, her husband, Shri Prashant Gautam, and her professor, Professor Ranjan Daniels. I would now like to play a video on the contributions of Cheishta Kochhar to our society.
This office that we are setting up the Nudge Unit of India, the Behavioral Insights Unit of India. It's the first in India, it's the first in South Asia. It's equally daunting because you're trying to understand human behavior in the world's largest democracy, in a system which is a 200-year-old system, with a science which is 10-year-old. I have experienced it, how much benefit and how much empathy and how much mindfulness this understanding of people around you gives to you. It gave to me, and it thrills the idea of public policies being that empathetic or being that mindful. Only if they could develop that little sense of human behavior. what we create should last longer than we do.
Home, she was just a naughty child, trying to pull everybody's leg, twisting the arm of her mother, sitting down with dogs and talking like a dog, and then going outside and speaking to destitute children, sitting cross-legged under a tree in summer, trying to teach them. And some of them have approached us now after this terrible accident. The father of one of the child sells Kochhar. He came to my wife and told her that my daughter has asked me to go and tell you what happened when Cheishta interacted with her parents. And what Cheishta told them was, don't just bring up your child, make her study and make her do something well in life. And that child is still studying. She is in the Manas school, where two scholarships have been instituted in Cheishta's name. Cheishta was a very different person. Sometimes, all the time we sit down and we keep trying to find answers as to why she went away at 33 years. There are no answers, except one. That what she achieved in 33 years, possibly people like me will never achieve in even 90 years. Maybe her slate was full much before she could attain high age. And there is nothing else left for her to do in this world. So she went away. That is the only solace we can give to us. To talk about Cheishta is not easy, but I will try. You've seen her pictures here, flash messages. In no picture will you find us serious. She was always smiling. And Jajit has also had opportunity of interacting with her. And when she was interacting with Jajit, it was intellectual talk with a smile, but holding her ground. When she was sitting with destitute children, it was in their language. When she was sitting on the floor at home on Ganjkai, I hope you understand what is Ganjkai. She used to sit cross-legged with them and tell her mother, please, I'm also a child, please wash my feet also and give me that prasad also. So she molded herself to whichever situation she was in. Her professor is yet to fetch up, he will be coming. He told us last time he was with us that when Cheishta went to Chicago, and she went over 6-7 times before joining her postgrad in Chicago. So she used to carry bagfuls of clothes and trinkets for the destitute children of US. She never told us this. She used to carry this, and the first thing she did whenever she reached Chicago was to go into that area, and believe me, there are destitute people in the US also. She used to go and distribute this and feel happy about it. And later when she joined her post-graduation course, she was nicknamed Mother India. And you know why? She was a nationalist. She could not tolerate anybody working against the interest of India or against Indians. I remember one incident where there was a girl, Ishani Tiku, who joined 1 year after she did. And one day, Ishani rang her up and said, Cheishta, this is my landlord is talking to me, and come and meet me tomorrow and we'll have to sort this out. It was near midnight. She took a cab, went there on her own, and said that none of my friends will be troubled like this. You get into a cab, you're going to share my room till you find another accommodation. she brought her into the room. And Ishani stayed with her for almost 6 months. Going forward, she started Indian festival celebrations in Chicago. She became the face of Indian festivals. And every time festivals were celebrated, Diwali, Dussehra, everything was celebrated. Even Garba was celebrated. Those things she told us. Because she had a habit of bringing up every day in the evening, even after her marriage, right up to her demise. She used to ring us up and chat for long hours with her mother. And the mother used to put her on speakerphone and I used to listen. And her crib was, why doesn't Papa talk to me? So, that is something I regret. Because I used to feel that I have heard her. मेरे लिए बचा क्या बात करने के लिए. And one day, few days before the accident, she sent me an SMS. Papa, A trailing into many words, and then one A at a time dropping down until in the end it was only a P. And so now when I look at it, it appears prophetic. It appears something featuring her, and that's what happened to her. Academics, you are all aware. I mentioned also that she was brilliant. I mean, brilliant is a small word for her. Every parent feels that their children are brilliant. I am not saying this, we didn't even know about her brilliance. Frankly, believe me, we didn't know about her brilliance till after her death. We didn't know. We thought she's an average girl, happy-go-lucky. We didn't know much about how many scholarships she's got. She got the Clinton Award, she got the Harris Award, she got Tata Memorial, Ratan Lal, I don't know what all she got. And she went to LSE with a full 100% scholarship and a stipend. So she was not dependent on us at all. 1 year before she went for a PhD, I did ask her, why don't you go? She said, because although they were taking me on scholarship, but the UK government has withdrawn the scholarship, so they're not taking any student this year. So I'm not going. So I said, you go, we'll take loan, you go, we'll pay for it. She said, no, I'm not going to study by taking a loan. If I have to go and study, I will study on my own and with a scholarship. And next year she went, and she went with 100% scholarship. And the only student in the world who went and joined the OB course, which she was pursuing there. While she was there, she endeared herself and proved her mettle with the faculty, and within 3 months of her teaching, she was assigned a TS job, teaching assistant job, which normally is not done in the first year. And she got it in the first semester of it. And she was also assigned to go and deliver a lecture on behalf of LSE at Copenhagen. She was to go and do that in July. But in this small period only, she convinced her professor that her interest lies in India and that she will come back to India and Ranjan come up. Professor Ranjan has arrived. So she made big plans supported by a professor that her practicals will be done in India for the Indians, using the knowledge that she used in LSE. That was her aim, that she wants to improve the living in India. And that is what Sujit showed, that she set up the first nudge unit in Global South, in Niti Aayog, against many odds. I won't spell out the odds, but those who are in the know are aware of the odds that were there. Right? And I must congratulate Professor Ranjan, because it was in Harris that she got introduced to nudge. And before that she was okay with subjects. It was only in Chicago that she realized the importance of education. She has written and it is documented that before that she thought education is just a passport to success. But after reaching there, she realized that your horizon broadens with education. It's not only that what you learn in the classroom that counts, it is much, much beyond that, and that's what she practiced. While she was in Harris, she was also in TAing with a neighboring, what is that school? Where she was TAing, Booth School of Management, which is world's top school. She was studying in Harris and TAing in Booth. And for us, she was still the naughty child. She was still the naughty child. And then COVID struck. And we told her, you come back, don't stay there. US is not a place to stay during COVID. She said, let me wait and see if this may pass. It didn't pass. So then she tried to get a booking and didn't work out. The flights were full. There was not a single seat available at any cost. And you know what he told me? I said, Cheishta, what will you do? She says, don't worry, Papa. And this is the confidence level. I will be on the last flight, come what may. और कोई आएगा नहीं आएगा मेरे को मालूम नहीं. I will be there. And she did it. And when she came back, we asked her, how did you do this? She said, I spoke to the Indian ambassador and he gave me the diplomatic quota. I said, do you know the Indian ambassador? She didn't know. I only knew the third secretary because she was my classmate. So she gave me the telephone number, I rang up the Indian ambassador, convinced her. So this is what Cheishta's thing was about. After reaching India, I'm going to exceed my time, don't worry, don't mind that. Jayajit?
No, I was just noting that was my friend on the other side, Amit Kumar, who was there.
So you can vouch for that, okay? Another incident she had with the US government was when she was studying in Venki College. She got selected to go and deliver a lecture at Harvard. That itself was an achievement for a BA Eco Honors student to go and deliver a lecture there. Two of them got selected. So both of them went for a visa, and in the visa interview, Cheishta as usual thought that maybe the mili jayega, who will stop me. Other boy was scared. He got it. She got a pink slip, and she thought she's got the visa, and she came happily out. And then that boy told her, you got a pink slip, which means no visa. And she got very annoyed. She got, how can they refuse me a visa? And she came and she let out her anger on us. What can we do? She told me, why are you left in jail if you can't help me? I can't help you with the US government. How can I help you? Don't worry, I'll do it myself. She found out the protocol. If your visa is rejected, I think the same orders are there now also. You can't reapply for next 6 months. She said, how can this rule apply? This will not apply. It is there, I can't help it. Nobody can help it. I rang up a friend in the External Affairs Ministry, IPS officer. He said, I can't help you. We do talk to the embassy, but the State Department, impossible to make them move. I told Cheishta, you're on your own. She said, don't worry, I will get the visa. And she got it. I don't know what she did. Within a week, she reapplied, went there, and got a visa. And she got it for 10 days only, but she went to Stanford and delivered the lecture. Came. So that was Cheishta. If she put her mind to something, she would do it. Search the internet, vigilanting the vigilance. Have you ever thought anybody can question the vigilance department of the police department in Delhi? She did. And when? She was 17 years old. She was in Venki College again, interning with Center for Civil Society, and she took this project that I will do it. And this is published, it is on the internet. Today only I downloaded a copy. And this forms a chapter in Sheila Dikshit's yearbook. And it is attributed to her, and she details out how she did it and what are the actions required to make vigilance department answerable. Now that was a dangerous thing to do. You can't fight with the police and stay in Delhi, but she did it. So that was the kind of girl she was. Talking about her Samaritan qualities, very fond of animals, very fond of animals. I don't know whether she had 24 hours in a day or 48 hours or what, 72 hours, I don't know. But after coming back from office, it was the stray puppies going all around who were her friends. It was the destitute children who were her friends. And during COVID, she enlisted the support of her mother, and both of them then adopted 20 odd puppies. 20 odd, I can't say 21, 22 or 19, but around that number. She picked them up from the streets, brought them home, and I thought my wife will never side with her, she'll never permit her to bring the puppies inside, and she was also part of the game. And then they started treating them with homeopathy and putting coats on their backs and things of that nature. Obviously, they fell sick also, and then, can you believe it, she spent 70,000 rupees, took them to the best vet in Gurgaon, admitted some of them in a vet hospital at her cost, kept visiting them. Of course, not all of them survived, but some of them did. And when some of them died, she wept as if a family member has died. So that was the love she had for animals. We've been wanting to do something in that direction to show the love that she had for animals. Unfortunately, we've not yet been able to do something. We are still looking at avenues to explore where we can contribute something and see if something happens for the sake of animals. She made a statement once. She made a statement once saying one of her friends was in need, and she was in great amount of trouble. Cheishta helped her out. And then this was when she was doing YIF, Young India Fellowship. And she made a statement which was not a casual statement. At that time it appeared to be a casual statement. She said, I have resolved that in my lifetime, none of my friends will want for anything. I will help them. And she helped. And today I am disclosing that there is a Katputli colony in, what is that place? No, Katputli colony is that depot, Shadipur depot. There is a Katputli colony there. And the Delhi DDA bulldozers were trying to raise that colony and send out these people somewhere. So those people came to her, Madam, please help us. And she was a student herself. She put on a khadi kurta and went and stopped the bulldozers. In the bargain, she got hit by many lathis on her back. She never disclosed us. The police had to do lathi charge to remove the protesters. She was at the forefront of that protest. She never told us. Now when her friends come home, they tell us that this is what happened to her. But she stopped raising up that colony. And if those of you who attended her marriage would have seen that those Katputliwalas were there in gratitude. They were there putting up their show. And that is the amount of gods she touched. You go to Niti Aayog today, which was a planning commission. You want to go both with planning commission as well as with Niti Aayog. And you ask any chowkidar, you ask any tea stall vendor. Officials may not remember because they keep changing, but these people remember. अच्छा वो चेष्टा मैडम की बात कर रहे जो हर रोज कुत्तों को सुबह आके पेडिग्री खिलाती थी. In her office, she had a 50 kg bag of pedigree kept in her office in Niti Aayog, and she used to carry that and feed stray puppies in Niti Aayog. And one day she found to her horror that the chowkidar of Niti Aayog picked up those puppies, put them in a gunny side, and was going to throw them out because Niti Aayog is Niti Aayog, so you can't have puppies there. So anyway, she said, you can't do this. She said, administration se order aap nahi mere ko rok sakte. When she became stunned, she became real stunned. And she walked up to the CEO's office, fuming. And Amitabh Kant was the CEO. And you told him this can't happen. She said, don't tell me. Amitabh Kant is a strong man. Right? And they had about 15 minutes of conversation. She came out with an office order, OM, saying that this much place is allocated for the puppies, nobody will touch them. And those puppies were shifted there. This was the type of cudgels that Cheishta became. Many people, some people tell me that they didn't know Cheishta personally. You may not have, but you know her through us. You know her through her stories, and you know her through to-dos that you see on the Forever Missed site. You will realize what sort of person she was. Another thing, I've spoken about animals, let me talk about needy people. 2-3 incidents come to mind, and you will then see her personality. She and a friend were roaming about on Janpat, and like any teenage girl, these two girls looked at trinklets, and the Soumya liked one trinklet, but it was a little expensive, and Soumya could not afford it. This is documented, I'm not making it. And she left it. And then they went to McDonald's, normal, went for a cup of coffee. And at the end of coffee, Cheishta put a small box in front of Soumya, Soumya, this is for you. And that was that trinklet. So, this is one instance. Soumya knew her, of course. In Covent Garden, in London, she went to the marketplace, and that is a place where you get silver trinkets, small trinkets, very expensive trinkets. And she found that there was an old lady, English lady, looking at those trinkets, and she left it because the cost of the trinklet was about £20, which she could not afford. So she left it and longingly looking at the trinklet or walked off. And sure enough, Cheishta being Cheishta, she bought that trinklet, ran after her, and dropped it in front of her feet and said, "Madam, you dropped something, please pick it up." She didn't say, "I bought it for you." She said, "Please pick it up." Of course, that lady was in tears. So that is the type she was. And when she joined LSC, she was sitting in the canteen, and there was another Chinese student sitting there, a few tables away. And from his face, she said, I could make out he's hungry. But he didn't have money, so he was drinking water again and again. Okay. So she got up and went and said, "Can I share your table?" He said, "Sure." She shared the table, ordered a burger for him. And said, "You have this?" He said, No, I really am not hungry." He said, "No, I'm offering it to you, you have it." He took it, and then he said that it became a habit with her. Every day she used to come and offer him a burger. So this was the kindness in her heart. And all this has been written by the recipients on her site. We have also picked it from there. She never told us that she's been doing all this. She never told us. Okay? At home, my wife used to, like a typical mother used to tell her, "Cheishta, tum thaki hui ho, tum shakal se dikh raha hai. Go to sleep." Her answer was, "No, mommy, I have work to do." My mother thought कि जैसे टीनेज गर्ल्स होती हैं इधर उधर बात बूत करने में लगी रहती है, तो उसको डांट के सुला देते हैं। She would tell me, "मम्मी, हम काम करते हैं, आपको कभी पता चलेगा जब हम पीएम बनेंगे, नहीं जब हम डीएम से सीएम और सीएम से पीएम बनेंगे ना, सबसे पहले आपका हुक्का पानी बंद करेंगे." So that is the type of relationship she shared with her mother. With her brother, of course, she was very close. Raghav is an introvert, doesn't open up too much. He also cared for her. But in London, Prashant is sitting here. Cheishta used to wear one gold chain every time, 24 hours, 24/7. And she told her friends that this is a gold chain which has been given to me by my brother, and I'm never going to take it off. That was Cheishta. When she was doing all this, social impact never left her mind, right from the beginning. I told you that she interned with Center of Civil Studies and then went on to become the youngest member of the Aadhaar team. And incidentally, she was awarded the first Aadhaar number because she was the youngest person there. And she wrote the process document which is being followed today also. But more than that, she set up 3 startups on her own. And one is Feed India, which is going on today also. And the genesis was that when she was in Venki, she was fond of rolls. And she used to go across the road and eat rolls and bring rolls for us also. She found that a lot of food was left behind and which was just thrown away or dug into the earth. And she said, no, why should food go waste? So she tied up with the hoteliers there and said, I buy food from you at a per kg rate. Not the eaten food, but the leftover food. And they said, all right, they were getting some money, they were happy. So they gave her this food and then she got hold of the labor colony next door. And she said that you come and pack this hygienically. And I'll pay you 5 rupees per packet. And she had a packet full of good food available to her. And she sold it at 10 rupees to the same labor colony. Not only to those workers who were being paid, but to others also. So anybody who wanted a good quality packet, which otherwise would have cost about 150 rupees, she sold it at about 10 rupees. And her cost was about 9 rupees. With that 1 rupee, what she did was, she said, I am the secretary of the Economic Society. My society does not have a photocopier. So she bought a photocopier. So you can imagine the scale. But after installing the photocopier, she realized that photocopy paper also costs money. So how does she subsidize? So उसका दिमाग वाला नहीं कैसे चलता था? She said she got ads printed on the reverse of the paper. So the paper also became free. And that is how the Economic Society students got free photocopy in Venki. And this is remembered by her teacher even now. When we went there for a memorial lecture, our old teachers came up. One teacher is still there. He came up. He said, I remember. We were surprised. How do you remember her? Because you see so many students every year. The Cheishta you can't forget. Because many times we used to advise the Cheishta, ye kaam kum chodo, ye social kaam chodo, padhai karo. Sir, main kar loon. And she went out of that college with very, very good marks. Got selected into LSE for post-graduation. Again with full scholarship. Was to board the flight next day. Then she realized she doesn't have work ex. She said, I'm not going. And she got a mouthful from me and her mother and her grandparents. Why aren't you going? This is a prestigious school. I'm not going, I will do work ex. And I don't know that how we thought, naughty little girl, what will she get as work ex? She joined McKinsey. Within 10 days of saying I want work ex, I don't know where all she applied, how she did it, she joined McKinsey. Try today, it's not easy to join McKinsey. And that is when she met people like Bronson, etc. They were there in the same office. Did 1 year work ex, LSE told her that we kept your scholarship intact, come back. She said, I'm not coming. Why? Because there is a new course which is started in India, which is called the Young India Fellowship. And I find that is equivalent to your course, and therefore I will remain in India and study here. She joined that. And what Sujit was showing as a course, there are 28 quotes she made there at that age. And those quotes were preserved by that institution. And when they called us for a memorial lecture, for that time they disclosed these quotes as placards. And some he showed I think 2 or 3 here, but there are 28 of them, which again I posted it on a memorial site. You can have a look. They are all with very great deep meaning. And we thought that how can she have such deep thoughts? Even now we thought maybe this is manipulated and the institution is only trying to give her credit for what she's not done. But when we went through her books at home, and there were about 500 books of hers at home, and my staff officer will be testimony to this because she typed out the list, and none of them was a fictional book. They were all serious books, bordering on philosophy, psychology, artificial intelligence, religion, politics. So she had made up her mind that she will enter politics at an appropriate level, not at grassroots, at an appropriate level, and change the system from within. And with that mindset, when she came back to India, she joined Niti Aayog. And in Niti Aayog, she convinced CSBC that what you are doing is not sufficient. They were working under an advisor. She walked up to the CEO and told him, my office should be in your office. I should be reporting to you. And she set up the behavior inside the CEO's office. Much to the chagrin of some people who are known. And there then she set up the first nudge unit in the global south, and it became a big hit. Even the Prime Minister started referring to that. And she had the guts, I said this many times, I'm saying it again. She couldn't care less to whom she's talking. If she was convinced about something, she would say it. And the other person may initially feel bad, but at the end of it, he had only respect for her. In Niti Aayog, before I finished Niti Aayog, she was upgraded to the rank of Chief of Staff. And Jaydeep, you will understand what a Chief of Staff means. Chief of Staff is fact. Really speaking, number 2. Right? May not be in the pecking order, but otherwise, very important person. And she stayed there for 3 months, and many JSS, IAS officers were reporting to her, which obviously was not liked by them. A non-IAS person, only 30 years old, coming and bossing us around, telling us how to do our work, not liked. And then, of course, she voluntarily stepped down and came back to her original role. Yeah, and before that also, when she was in Planning Commission, when it was called Planning Commission, she was picked up, she was picked up by the Minister of HR, Raju, to work in his office, because he got into conversation with her one evening, and he found that her mind is sharp. So he invited her to come and join me. So he joined. And while she was working there, she was noticed by Sam Petroda. And Sam Petroda said, you leave this job and come and join me in Planning Commission. She said, I will not leave. He said, then you do time share. You will work 3 days here, 2 days with me, and that way you work. She said, I'll join you because the work that you're giving me is good. I'll work with you 2 days. 3 days I'll work here. But I'll draw salary only from her. So that shows that she was not running after money at all. Those of you who have met her, she had no traits of young girls. No makeup, simple khadi kurta, and that too mostly black or dark color. No high heels, nothing. No makeup at all. Her mother used to tell her, be girly. She said, no, mommy, I'm okay like this. Because that is what no mills and booms was. Nothing of that nature. So she was a serious reading, Upanishads, Ramayana, Gita, even the Muslim Holy Book, Bible. She would read all that and discuss those. And mainly she used to discuss with people who used to come home. Knowledge, so people used to come home or with my father. My father was knowledgeable. So they used to sit down and chat for hours together. And many times, twice or thrice, she had great discussion with Jaydeep also. So she was not given to ostentatious behavior. And one example I'll give you. With all humbleness, while in service, my officer is there, Brigadier Chamali, Colonel Mukesh. We were in a position, and we were accustomed to celebrating birthdays and anniversaries with great pomp and show. Because in army, that is the way it is. And that flowed not only for the two of us, but also for the children. When it came to Cheishta, she refused. No, this is not the way to celebrate birthdays. What are you going to do? I'll go to Manas schools, sit on there with those children, take food for them, eat with them, and then I will play with them. So this is how she celebrated her birthdays. And one day when I was a single officer in chief, and I was staying in Kasturba Gandhi Mahal, those big bungalows. One day I get a message from Cheishta. Baba, I am getting how many? 40 to 50 people from Dharavi, Bombay. I said, how do you know that? Telephone. Okay, what are you going to do? No, they'll come by train. You get them picked up from the railway station. You make arrangements for them in the army barracks. They want to, experience army. Take them around Delhi in an army bus. And the cream on the icing on the cake was 26 January they will get VIP seats. 40 of them. How the hell am I going to rent VIP seats? Because so fast मिलते थे husband wife के लिए और बाकी VIP seats कहाँ से लाऊंगा? No, you have to do it. And I had to do it. And we have a photograph as those 40 children sitting there. She made me dress up in uniform, full regalia, ceremonial dress. And stand with them, eat with them. They're so happy, and few of them have tried army. So that was Cheishta, and she spent money for them. Entire lot of their travel expenses, staying expenses was by her. She used to draw good salary, so that never bothered us about all this. Right. Then when she came back, by that time she was a recognized figure, thanks to Ranjan and Pali, and ISPP invited her to help them set up ISPP. And she helped them. And they acknowledged this by instituting awards in her name to send one child every year from India to Chicago. That end was tied up by Ranjan. And then Ranjan is now in the process of setting up an endowment fund for an international student to study in Chicago on a Cheishta Kochhar scholarship. Right? So while I'm saying this, we all feel proud. I'm sure her husband, we, in-laws, we all feel proud about her. But somewhere at the back of her mind is that there is no need for us to feel proud. She should have been the way she was, but she should have been alive. We would have been much happier then, rather than bask in glory now that she's not here. We are known more in the world now than we ever were. When her accident happened, 11 o'clock, her mother spoke to her. She said, I'm in a hurry, my friend is waiting. Mummy, abhi mere ko chalna hai, I'll speak to you tomorrow morning. 2:30, I get a call from Prashant, she's no more. So that is life, right? And her accident was reported across the world. It was reported in New Zealand, it was reported in Australia, it was reported in US, Canada, Dubai, and of course UK and India. So that was the type of aura she had, and the number of people she touched. Anybody she met could not go away without getting touched by her. One of her friends is also sitting here, Ankita, and she also was recounting some of her stories last night. Can I recount one with your permission? Ankita was working with her in U Chicago Center here, and Cheishta had set up the Anubhav lecture series. Anubhav lecture series is for leadership interactions between peer-to-peer group. That is the simplest way of explaining, but it's a very prestigious program. She set it up, and Ankita was helping her out there, and Ankita says that Cheishta used to start office at 9 o'clock sharp, and she always left home at around 8. She never told us that she's going because she had a meeting at 9. She said, traffic ho jata hai, aise humko jaldi jana padta hai. She used to carry her breakfast in her hand, reach there, start the meeting at 9 o'clock. Ankita used to come a little late, and sheepishly, I think, and this is what she said, that she used to take a seat and continue. And Cheishta, by looking at her, showed her displeasure, but didn't say anything. And when Ankita thought that, okay, now enough is enough, she told Cheishta, see, I have to come all the way from Gurgaon. So I do get caught in traffic and I can't reach in time. I said, okay, Ankita. She didn't say anything. After a few days, again, their eyes met. Ankita again said, see, I'm coming from Gurgaon. Then she told Ankita, I'm also coming from Gurgaon. So this was Cheishta. She never wanted to hurt anyone. She was always at the giving end. You go to Hanuman Mandir, you will find chaiwala there. Every day, 40 to 50 cups of tea going to her office from there in New Chicago, in New Chicago Center. And when she was at Niti Ayog, I told Ankita that she used to order poha. Poha for everybody. She became very famous for giving poha and chayos tea to anybody who visited her, and she had a huge number of visitors. So Cheishta had a large heart, okay, and God bestowed her with a lot of love and adequate resources to take care of whatever she wanted to do. She charted her own way. None of us have been on that path. We can't be. I don't think never will. But she became, if I may say so, a darling of everyone whose life she touched. Even today, her classmate from school, she studied in C-DEP as a last school, otherwise she'd been in army schools. Says that the amount of silver gifts that she received from Cheishta are enormous, and all the entire triangle is filled up. She never told us all this. So many other things that Palak now tells us in the drawing room, our mother gets surprised, "Hey, this was in our house." Cheishta just sent it to her as a gift. Another person from YF days said that he was gifted a pen by Cheishta, Mont Blanc pen. Mont Blanc cost about 40,000 rupees. So Cheishta did things in style. She never did things half-heartedly just to do a tick mark. Never, ever. And in the evenings when she used to bring her from London, even now, every day she used to both her in-laws and to us. And since her father-in-law has some inclination in politics and also in religion, with him she used to talk that language, sitting here. And with the dogs, she used to talk in doggy language. And she used to speak up, call out the dogs, bark like the dogs bark, and talk to them like that. So she knew where to talk, how. I don't know from where she got that gift. But with this, I think I've given you a glimpse into her life. I can't say, I've told you everything about her. Impossible to say that. All about 250 books of hers have been donated to Ashoka Library, and they've created a corner there for Cheishta. 150 of her books have gone to now to a school, not to a school, to the cantonment, to the school. It's gone to the school, army school now, and they've kept it in the library. So these are the things that will please her if she knows what is happening. We are now left with two more things which we have to do to complete her legacy. One is the nudge has to be firmly embedded in India. Right after she left Niti Ayog, that went down very badly. I told yesterday that the British Insight team, whom she was actually giving consultancy in London, have come and taken over the Nudge in Niti Aayog. So Cheishta would be very happy. And Ranjan tells me that she, along with BIT, was giving consultancy to U Chicago to set up a nudge unit there in U Chicago. And Cheishta had been hired by U Chicago as a consultant, as a paid consultant to do this. So she used to speak very high about professor, and so does her professor speak so high about her. And he published 3 of her research papers very recently in the U Chicago Journal, which is not, as a researcher you will agree, that's not an easy thing to do. So that has happened, but we haven't yet touched nudge, we haven't yet touched her love for animals. We are trying to find out ways and means as to how we can do it. We will do it. That much I assure that we will do it one day. Thank you so much for this, and thank you for the initiative you've taken. And pardon me, I know I've taken more time, but when you talk about Cheishta, can't help it. Thank you.
Thank you, General Kochhar, for sharing with all of us the deep contributions of Cheishta Kochhar to our society. Her contributions are indeed very impactful. Ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed guests, it is an honor to be standing before you today as we come together to recognize excellence and dedication that is an example to all of us in the society. We gather not just to recognize hard work, but to acknowledge those who inspire, lead, and make a difference in ways that resonate beyond the immediate. This is a moment to highlight those whose contribution stand out, whose passion shine brightly, and whose impacts leave an indelible mark. I would now like to announce the awardee for the first Cheishta Kochhar Good Samaritan Award. The award consists of an honorarium of 10,000 rupees per month for 1 year and a citation. This award has been supported by Toto. The awardee of this year's Cheishta Kochhar Good Samaritan Award is Shri Suraj Prakash Vaid. Shri Suraj Prakash Vaid has shown remarkable perseverance and dedication to help accident survivors and acid attack survivors at the moment of their need. That has set him apart as a good Samaritan whose contributions sets an example for the rest of the society. His work has not only helped many accident survivors receive medical care on time, but has also made a lasting impact on those around him. I would now like to play a video on the contributions of Shri Suraj Prakash Vaid.
मेरा नाम सूरज प्रकाश वैद है, मेरी एज 70 प्लस है। ये रोड एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम को हॉस्पिटल ले जाने का मैंने काम मोर देन 35 इयर्स से पहले करना शुरू कर दिया था, क्योंकि एक विकास मार्ग के ऊपर एक फैटल एक्सीडेंट हुआ था और 3 लोगों को मैं बस के ऊपर जा रहा था और मैं उतरकर ऑटो रिक्शा में उनको लेकर JPN कैजुअलिटी में पहुंचाया। वो 2 आदमी तो बच गए थे, एक जो है एक्सपायर हो गया था। तो उसके बाद मैंने ये सोच लिया कि मैंने एक ये मिशन बना लिया है कि रोड एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम्स या कोई भी क्राइम विक्टिम्स भी हो, मैं उसकी भी हेल्प करूंगा। गोल्डन आवर्स का मीनिंग ये है कि 15 से 20 मिनट के बीच में पहुंचाना होता है कि हॉस्पिटल में उसको ट्रीटमेंट जो है फर्स्ट एड वो बहुत जल्दी मिलना चाहिए। मेरे पास तो फर्स्ट एड बॉक्स है, मैं कई बार माइनर इंजर्ड होते हैं तो मैं उनका सड़क के ऊपर ही ट्रीटमेंट करता हूं, साइड में बिठाकर लोगों को ड्रेसिंग होता है, जब ब्लीडिंग हो रही होती है, जब नहीं रुकता तो हॉस्पिटल भी लेके जाता हूँ उस वक्त इमीडिएटली। इसको टाइम से अगर ले आओगे तो विक्टिम जो है उसके बचने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा हो जाते हैं। पहले कभी फीलिंग होती थी कि पता नहीं क्या होगा, पुलिस क्या करेगी या कोर्ट क्या करेगी, मगर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। और हॉस्पिटल में ले जाने के बाद डॉक्टर अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, जो विक्टिम के परिवार वाले हैं वो भी अप्रिशिएट करते हैं।
हमारे एरिया में सूरज प्रकाश जी रहते हैं। ये एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम्स की हेल्प करते हैं और ये पूरी दिल्ली में इस नोबल कॉज के लिए काम करते हैं। जहाँ भी इनको एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम मिलता है उसको ले जाते हैं, हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट कराते हैं और उसकी पूरी मदद करते हैं। और ट्रीटमेंट से लेके लास्ट तक अगर उनको MSCT का क्लेम दिलाना है तो उसमें भी ये काम करते हैं और उससे किसी की जान बच सकती है और बचती भी है। ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जजमेंट भी आ गई है कि जो भी बंदा कोई भी शख्स किसी को ले आता है तो उससे अननेसेसरी हरासमेंट नहीं होना चाहिए। तो पुलिस भी इन चीज़ों का ध्यान रखती है और सभी से अनुरोध है कि अगर कोई एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम मिलता है तो पुलिस की डर की वजह से उसको अबेंडन ना छोड़ें, उसको अस्पताल ले जाएं ताकि उसका समय पर इलाज हो सके और उसकी जान बच सके।
गुड समरिटन लॉ यही है कि हम टाइम से विक्टिम को हॉस्पिटल पहुंचाएं, पुलिस को एविडेंस दें, कोर्ट में जाएं। उसको ये ना हम समझे कि हमारा समय बर्बाद हो रहा है। बैड समरिटन वो हैं जो फोटो खींचते हैं और विक्टिम को लेकर नहीं जाते, सोशल मीडिया पे भेजते हैं, वो सबसे बुरी बात है। शराब पीकर गाड़ी चलाना, ड्रिंकिंग एंड ड्राइविंग, ये बिल्कुल गलत है। इसमें सरकार ने भी बोला हुआ है, इनमें सजा भी है, जुर्माने भी हैं, मगर लोग जो है ये समझते नहीं है कि हम अगर एक्सपायर हो जाएंगे तो पीछे हमारी फैमिली का क्या होगा। स्कूटर वालों को, मोटरसाइकिल वालों को मैं एक गुड मैसेज देना चाहता हूं कि वो हेलमेट यूज़ करें। जो पीछे पैसेंजर को बैठाते हैं, पिलियन राइडर होता है, उसको भी हेलमेट पहनाएं। कार वाला सीट बेल्ट लगाएगा, आगे जो साथ में बैठता है वो भी सीट बेल्ट लगाएगा और मोबाइल को नहीं यूज़ करेगा। बैड थिंकिंग को छोड़ दो, आप गुड स्मार्टियन बनिए। मेरा जो काम है, मेरे को भगवान ने जो दिया हुआ है, टिल एंड तक करना है, करना है, करना है। आप भी करिए।
I would request Shri Suraj Prakash Bed to come to the podium. I would also request Lieutenant General Dr. Kochhar to come to the podium to felicitate Shri Ved. I would request Shri Suraj Prakash Bed to share his journey with us.
थैंक यू सो मच। ये जो अवार्ड दे रहे हैं आप हमें, एक मुझे लगने चाहिए, क्योंकि वो मेरी बेटी के समान, उसका एक पेडल एक्सीडेंट लंदन में हुआ और उसके नाम से एक अवार्ड आपने स्टार्ट करा है। मतलब कि मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि मैं ये जो काम कर रहा हूँ, मैं कोई अवार्ड लेने के लिए काम नहीं कर रहा। एक देशभक्ति, जैसे हमारे फौज में लोग जाते हैं, वो यही सोचते हैं कि मैं तो मरने के लिए जा रहा हूँ, देशभक्ति के लिए। तो इस तरह से मेरे को भगवान ने एक काम दिया हुआ है, गॉड सेंड टू मी हेल्प फॉर देम। तो मैं तो टिल एंड तक करता रहूँगा, चाहे मुझे अवार्ड कोई दे या ना दे। लोग मुझे सर्च करते हैं, लोग आते हैं घर पे। तो इस तरह से BBC न्यूज़ वालों ने और एक lalluram.com है, उस लड़के ने पता नहीं कैसे मेरे लिए सर्च किया। वो छत्तीसगढ़ में रहता है, सोशल मीडिया, उसने इतना कवर किया है मुझे, पूरा हमारा पाकिस्तान से लेकर और हिंदुस्तान तक। ये वहाँ गुजरांवाला से आए, वहाँ पे रहते थे, मिडिल फैमिली से बिलोंग करते थे। तो इस तरह से ये चेष्टा कोचर जो गुड स्मार्टियन आपने अवार्ड शुरू करा है, आई एम वेरी वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू यू, क्योंकि ये यादगार है और उसकी जो जीवनी हमने देखी है वो बहुत ही एक यादगार हमेशा के लिए रहेगी, हजारों साल तक, लाखों साल तक रहेगी। इस तरह से हमारे भट्टाचार्य साहब ने एक अवार्ड ये स्टार्ट करा है, ये वेरी वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू यू एंड खोचर फैमिली। फौज में रहे, हमें बड़ा अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि मैंने फौजियों की भी सेवा करी है। 17/4/1992 आई वॉज कमिंग फ्रॉम जोधपुर ऑन द वे दुद्दू नेशनल हाईवे पे एक खटल एक्सीडेंट हुआ आर्मी का नेशनल हाईवे पे, और अम्यूनेशन ट्रक वो जयपुर टू जोधपुर जा रहे थे, फैटल एक्सीडेंट हो गया। USA के एक कपल थे और वो तो बच गया, मगर उसकी जो बीवी थी वो एक्सपायर हो गई। तब भी मैंने हॉस्पिटल लेके गया आर्मी वालों को। सूबेदार जरनैल सिंह था, लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल मुझे मिले वहाँ पे, TS व्हील, उन्होंने मुझे बहुत अप्रिशिएट करा। कई अवार्ड के लिए रिकमेंडेशन हुई, बात बहुत मिला नहीं, इसलिए क्योंकि उन्होंने बोला कि आप सिविलियन हैं, फौज जो है सिविलियन को अवार्ड नहीं देती। अवार्ड के लिए मैं नहीं काम कर रहा, एक देश भक्ति के लिए हम काम करते हैं। मैं कहता हूँ कि आप सब लोगों को मैं ये कहूँगा, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है, हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है कि कहीं भी रोड एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम्स आपको मिलता है, आप उसको हॉस्पिटल लेके जाइए। बम ब्लास्ट विक्टिम्स को मैं हॉस्पिटल लेके गया। हम अवेयरनेस का प्रोग्राम करते रहते हैं, रोड सेफ्टी का प्रोग्राम करते रहते हैं। कई चीज़ें ऐसी हैं, जितना भी मेरे पास समय होता है हम काम करते हैं। और ये हमारा देश है, ये नेशनल सर्विस है, हमें सबको मिलकर करना चाहिए। आपके सहयोग से, आपके आशीर्वाद से ये मैं इस तरह के काम करता रहूँगा और भगवान मुझे एक हौसला और जो स्टेमिना, जो ताकत है वो जरूर होगी, तो तभी हो पाता है, नहीं होता। कई बार मेरी एक्सीडेंट में मेरी टांग भी टूटी है, कहीं दुख से, क्योंकि पुलिस के साथ काम करना, हॉस्पिटल में काम करना और कोर्ट में जाना, दिस इज वेरी वेरी टफ। जो मैं आपको कुछ ये आपने जो लेडीज का देखा, मेरे को उसने बोला, डॉक्टर ने, बाबा आपका क्या जा रहा है, आप बैठ जाइए उधर, आप चलाइए मत, खून इसका निकल रहा है तो तुम क्यों चला रहे हो, अब बैठिए। मेरे को डॉक्टरों की बातें सहनी पड़ती हैं, कोर्ट में बातें सहनी पड़ती हैं, पुलिस स्टेशन, ये सभी चीज़ों से लोग भागते हैं। तो उन चीज़ों को मैंने जाके अपने छाती पे, अपने चेस्ट पे साथ लगाकर शोल्डर टू शोल्डर लेकर चलता हूँ, क्योंकि इससे बहुत दुख लगता है ऐसे लोगों का। क्योंकि जो सड़क के ऊपर कहते हैं मुझे हॉस्पिटल ले जाओ, मुझे हॉस्पिटल ले जाओ, तो लोग जो है उसकी फ़ोटो खींचते हैं, उसको हॉस्पिटल लेके जाते हैं, पानी पिलाते हैं। कर्नाटका में एक्सीडेंट होता है तब मेरे से पूछते हैं उसको क्या करना चाहिए। टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया वाला मेरे से 4 बजे सुबह पूछ रहा है कि वो पानी पिला रहे हैं, बस का एक्सीडेंट हो गया साइकिल वाले का, उसको क्या करना चाहिए। मैं कहा फटाफट उसको हॉस्पिटल लेके जाना चाहिए गोल्डन आवर में। तो इस तरह के कई लोग हैं हमारे देश में जो मेरी तरह काम करते हैं। मैं ये नहीं कहता कि मैं ही कर रहा हूँ, और भी के लोग करते हैं, सबको करना चाहिए। थैंक यू सो मच। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Shrivet. I would now like to play a video on Shri Surat Prakash Bed's work.